Hello everybody, my name is Garrett and I'm here to talk about AQL and some of the more advanced functions and features that we can utilize when performing incident response. Up here is my pretty much standard AQL search I like to utilize in any environment. It has some default fields that can pull out just about everything that you need. We're pulling from the events database. This gets changed depending on what I'm looking for. So right now we're looking at the destination IP of this guy. We're grouping by the payload, so it's not really grouping, it's just giving us all the fields, because you're not able to have all these custom fields up here with functions without a group by. And we're ordering it by the log source time over the last 24 hours. When we run that, I'll run this again. It'll return results similar to this. So this is going to get a lot of traffic, as this is our honeypot on the network. So it's designed to get a bunch of logs. And with QRadar, the community edition, and with a lot of deployments, you'll have the IBM X-Force feed, which is included. So this tutorial, I'm going to work through how to utilize the built-in AQL functions to look at these X-Force categories and confidence levels, as well as looking at the results in a reference set if we import our own threat intel. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to add an additional field. So I'm going to enter this down so we can see it better. And we're going to do X-Force. So there's a couple different options here. For now, we're just going to do a category just to kind of get the gist of how it works. We'll do destination IP equals this. So we're going to run that search. And depending on the threat intel, let's exclude the NAs. Oh, other one. Source IP. We'll exclude the nulls right there. So now we got our IP addresses categorized based on what they are. So this is some spam IPs from this 94. This one's a scanning IP. Scanning spam, which is expected being this is a publicly facing asset. Dynamic IPs, there's multiple matches, so this is probably spam and maybe scanning. We got a bot trying to hit us. So this is good information to let us know how it's being categorized. So if we're building a rule and we're not sure on the category that we're utilizing in our threat intel and which one's the noisiest, we can utilize this to limit the false positives. Now to take this one step further, when you're building rules, you can decide on the confidence level of this threat intel, which is created by IBM. So to get that information, we're going to do X-Force IP confidence. And in this, we need to specify a list out of the X-Force feeds. So we know we got a lot of spam. So let's see what the confidence level is on the spam. So we'll do spam. And then we need to call it to an IP. So this will be our source IP again. Do a comma down there. So this will give us categorization for any spam hits. Whoops, what did we miss there? Let's exclude the zero so we can see it better. Give this a better name to make it easy. So we'll do this X-Force spam. Oh, that's my problem. Didn't notice it, but this is case sensitive, so it's very important to make sure you get it right, or else we didn't get any results. So in this case, we got still 91 pages of just spam being over 0. So this is very good about like tuning our rules. So if I have a rule for looking for any traffic from an X-Force IP, we can decide like, hey, I want to have this above a level 50. So we only, we limit our offenses, because this would create 3,609 offenses potentially, depending on how we group the offense by. Another option, well, first we'll break down the categories. So we got that one built. I'm going to copy and paste. I already have them all saved. So these are all the predefined categories that are included in our remote networks X-Force section, and I'll actually show you that right now to make sure we don't save that. Go to admin, and then we're going to go to remote networks. And then when we get there, there's going to be an X-Force Premium section. And that's where these watch lists, or I mean these threat intel lists, are going to be. Additionally, we have spam further in here, which is empty because that's a placeholder. But that's the results right there. So we'll get out of here. We'll go back. We're going to run this search that we have here, and I can take away spam. So this will give us a categorization for each of the IPs and the confidence of them. So when we run this, we're going to get a lot of zeros because it's not as common to have C2s and things like that hitting this, especially from the outside. It would be inside to the out. But we can see we got a couple dynamic ones. We got a couple more dynamic ones. I've seen a couple malware hits, but we can find those by filtering. So in this case, I had 0 hits for a malware IP coming inbound to my network. So that's pretty useful, having that detail or that information there. Another useful X-Force criteria is the URL. So we do X-Force URL category, and then we want to do our either domain name or URL. I'm not parsing anything into the URL section just yet, but I am parsing stuff in this domain that I created, this custom field. So it's called query domain. We're going to do this as, So we're going to do this as XFE for X-Force Exchange URL category. And then we're going to run this. Oh, I didn't change the destination IP, so we may not get any valid results in there. All my query domains come off the DNS server. So we'll change this to log source name is live. Have everything as a superhero set up. So we got Batman here is our DNS server. And we're going to change this to URL category is not null. Reason for that is I only want to see true categorizations for this example. Click enter, and it's, as you can see right here, it's starting to categorize different queries that are happening on my network in real time as we're getting results. So you've got a couple cloud ones, software, hardware. So we can go look at one of these. This one doesn't get too many queries because this is my secondary DNS. Whoops. We'll need to fix this. type this in here. That was a QID 4100. And we got a source IP. This happens when we're grouping stuff. I'm not really sure why it happens, but I do know it's quite a pain to get the raw payload. Still got a couple hits. I wouldn't, if I was actually looking for the real one, I would add the time in here. Otherwise, we're just gonna grab the newest one. So we can see right here, the query domain was wildcardfedoraproject.org. Another easy example to get this information on the last page would be just adding that as a field. So right after that we'll do and we see we have the Fedora along with update X-Force. So now that we got that, another additional query or function in AQL that I like to utilize is a reference set lookup. So sometimes you'll have reference sets and you're not sure what IP hits on them, or maybe you don't have a rule around a reference set, or you're trying to build one and you want to know before pushing that into the environment how loud it is or how noisy it is. So in this example, I have a Tor reference set, which I'll show you right here. So this is our reference set. It's called ET_Tor for emerging threats, and this gets auto-imported every week. And it has a list of IPs that are known to be Tor or host Tor nodes. So to figure out if one of these IPs is on a Tor node, we're going to first take away this because we want to look at our noisiest endpoint. It's going to be the honeypot. And then we need to determine how it's on that list. So we're going to utilize the reference set contains command. And then we need the name of the reference set. This can be ET_Tor. And then we want to know, or we want to do the lookup on the source IP in this case, because we're looking for internal traffic, or I mean external traffic coming inbound. And then we also want to, with this search, this is not going to tell us if it's on the list or not, because it would give us a value of true or false. So to show that real quick, we're going to go over here. We're going to paste this command in and just run it to see what kind of results we're going to get. Looks like I made a mistake, forgot the comma. So you can see we get a lot of false, so it's not contained on that reference set. That's going to be a lot to sort through, so that's why we want to add it back down to where we had it as an exclusion or a filter. So we want this to be true. So then that way, anytime the IP is on this watch list, this is going to be filtered. So we're only going to get Tor traffic. And 24 hours is a little short of a window because I don't get Tor traffic all the time. So we're going to get 24 days. It'll take just a little bit. And then you can see we got a couple hits right here for this 195.206.105. So let's go look at that list just to make sure. Whoops. Oh, I closed out of it, so we'll have to do it this way. ET Tor. Move this off to the side so we can get back to where we were. Okay, so we have 195.206.105.217. You can see that was uploaded by the command line just at midnight today, and we got a hit, and it's on this list. Thanks for watching my AQL video, guys, and if you have any questions, just let me know, and I can answer them or make another video. Thanks, have a great day.